Welcome back. We found these strange things hanging in the clouds here, which appear to be mounted on top of the same kind of floating rocks that we can see up there, as well as the one attached to this chain here. Now here we come to one of my biggest problems with this age. Because one question that's never answered is, how did Sirrus build all of this? It's just unlikely that he could have done that. Because all this stuff appears to be metal. And we don't know where he got it from. He can't have taken it with him. Because he didn't know he was going to be trapped here, so I can't imagine he would have taken that much stuff with him. Did he mine metal ore somewhere? And then how did he process it? That would require very high temperatures. And I don't think this age has the resources to... the fuel to create those kinds of temperatures. And this grating, and a lot of this equipment actually looks extremely precisely engineered, almost as machined. And he didn't have any machining tools. He had no tools, except what he would have brought with him when he first came here. And since he fought our people here, he can't have brought that much. Plus, we don't see these tools anywhere. If he has the tools to do this, where are they? Okay, I can understand he had 20 years to do this, but if you don't have tools, and you cannot leave this age, and you're all by yourself, I just don't see how you're building this kind of stuff. Let's see what we can find out about these floating things.
Yes! I knew it would work. I knew there was enough static electricity out there to be gathered by my conductors. Now, to stop wasting it in a useless display of light and actually channel it somewhere.
Okay, so these things are conductors that are gathering electricity, which is apparently channeled into this device over there. And what do we have here? It's a circuit board.
Looks like those circuit lessons you drilled into me in Voltaic have finally paid off, Father. Of course, figuring out how to complete this electrical network was 10 times more difficult, seeing how I had to build everything from scratch.
And again, I just can't believe that that's actually possible. How did he build this? Where did he find appropriate dielectric compounds for the base of the circuit board? How did he do the etching process? Where did he get the chemicals needed to do that? And these looks like solder points. Did he have a soldering iron with him? A battery-powered soldering iron at that? Unless he made the circuit board after he managed to harness the electricity. It's just so unlikely. And I'm willing to accept unlikely things. I mean, I'm accepting floating rocks here. If the game at least acknowledges it, or tries to explain how he was able to do this. But there is no explanation in the game. Anywhere where he got the tools and the resources to build this stuff. And you might say, okay, that's the same kind of artistic license as emitting Atris and Catherine's sleeping quarters on Myst. But I don't buy it, because this is something that's important to the plot. Because this whole game is about what has Sirrus been doing here, what has Akinar been doing in the Other Age. That's one of the main things of this game, and to have this huge plot hole of how did he build this hanging there, it's just... it's too big. It's too big in a mission, and for me it really damages what is otherwise a very interesting age. Okay, let's take a look at this thing. Has a symbol on it, which sort of resembles this device.
Okay, no slip-ups this time. I really do not want to lose another ship. Carbon magnet is on. Docking station conductors are charged and ready. Here goes.
Okay. Sirrus has been doing something with a ship. I'm guessing it's not a sailing ship. There's not really any water nearby. And it appears to have something to do with these conductors and this thing, which is apparently a magnet. Yes, because building an electromagnet, if you have only the resources in an age that so far appears to have only rocks and crystals, is really easy. You can open this thing up and turn it on. Nothing much happened. There's a slider here. If we move this slider, it turns on a bunch of lights here. And every position of this slider will always have the same effect. So if we move the slider to the right position, this will always add 4 lights. If we move it to the center position, it removes 2 lights. If we move it to the left, it adds 1 light. So now if we move it back to the center, it will remove 1 light again. And this will add 1 light again. So now we have a total of 2 lights. And something is dropping down. Interesting. You can tell 2 lights on the top here have now turned on, and 2 of the conductors are no longer lit up. So I'm guessing that we just channeled the electricity from 2 of the conductors into the electromagnet. You can also see that along with the with this thing, which was dropped, this green ball on the side has also dropped, and that actually shows us the current height of that thing. Well, now that we know that, we can know how this thing works, we can try to get maximum power, which shouldn't be too hard. Right, left, right, left, right. You always get 5 moves before it finishes. Now all of the conductors are off, and this thing lowers even further. I guess that's the ship that Sirrus was talking about. Oh, now it's stuck to the magnet. That's not very useful. See, now the green ball's all the way at the bottom. Controls for this, well, they're a bit of a puzzle to me, actually. Why would anyone design the controls this way, other than to deliberately make this this device into a puzzle. It's a bit too obvious, game designers here. This has no other intention but to be a small logic puzzle. If Sirrus had actually built this thing, he wouldn't have made it so hard to use. He'd probably just have buttons to select the number of conductors you want to use, or something like that. Well, the ship isn't very useful to us when it's stuck to the magnet like that, so let's see if we can do anything more useful with it. But we'll do that in the next video.